Hi, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Today we're going to dry fit and mock up the clutch. I still need to make sure I have all the pieces for it, but I need to start going through some of this stuff so I can see what I need. First thing I'm going to do is clean up my shaft a little bit. Already cleaned it for the most part. This last little bit. This piece here is what I believe to be the back. Now, the manual I thought I had for this is for a smaller lathe. There's tons of manuals for the 16 and 18 inch. But I cannot find one for this guy. So, and it's different enough. At least the carriage stuff looks pretty much the same from the 14. The clutch setup is totally different. So, we'll just see how far we get today. Okay, now this is the backing part for the clutch plate. It's got this set screw right here. There's a dimple on the other side of this keyway. So, I'm going to assume this is the back part, and when I go to final assembly this, I'll degrease everything and all that. See if I can take that set screw out. So I can kind of see the hole when it goes in there. I'll tap it gently. Almost. Okay. Now I'll put our set screw back in. Come on, there we go. Well, it's tight enough for now. Okay. Now these four little things here, there are the same box the clutch part. I got these four springs. So these springs fit on there perfectly. So I'm going to put the springs on these. Okay, now there's this piece. Well, first, I'm guessing the actual pads. Now these fit in here really tight. Okay, there's one. Now, of course, clean these. It looks an awful lot like to me that there's asbestos in those. I had to guess. Back when someone got into it with something. I don't imagine how replaceable these are. Okay, now just with doing that, and pushing these in, I can get to engage a little bit. So now, there's this piece. And it has these corresponding dimples I assume are for the spring. And it's going to make it irritating to line up everything. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's pushing. Then there's this spider thing. Now, I know it threads on here. It rides on there, I guess. Let me get this guy back indexed. That's a very tight fit. So we can do this. Trying to push that down. Okay. Okay, that's looking to the outside. Okay. Well, it's spinning on there now. That must... There's 3 bolt holes. That must block this in place. It looks like they'd be pretty specific bolts with you know, rounded ends to fit in these guys. These wheels aren't get that tighter. Huh. I mean, the clutch is engaged when this rod goes in. So obviously it would push down on something. Unless I have this part in backwards. I don't know if I can push that in enough to thread it the other way. Those wheels in the way. No. That is obviously not correct. I know that piece goes in there. This piece goes here. That guy going again. Trying to push against the spring and tighten here at the same time. I'm not cross-thread anything. You know this is how you tighten the clutch or adjust it. That hole there is not threaded. So to operate this, we have to push this plate against the inner plate and pinch this clutch material in there. So whatever we do in there has to apply downward force on this. Well, it can't on this because this is threaded to the spindle, that shaft. So it has to apply it through this to this. So let me look through my parts and see what I can find, and I'll come back. Okay, so I found this piece. I remembered there was something that was rounded. It has a small hole there. This has a keyway that matches this keyway on the shaft right there. It's held by a taper pin. So I will put this on here. There we go. That rod can move a little bit, so I need to okay, for demonstration purposes, that's in there now. So now, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, zoom me in here. This is now moving with that shaft. It's pushing, so this is the way for the brake on, is these would slide down like that. That is brake on. So, when the clutch is on, remember I don't want to pop off that end piece, it'd be up here. So that would push these guys out, which means that there's something else that's supposed to be back here for these dogs to push on. There has to be something in this ring. So, because right now these aren't acting on anything. They're just, when this is fully engaged, I can see a gap. So some kind of ring in there. But hey, we're making progress. We seem to be only missing a few pieces now. So, let me stop you and I'll see if I can find that. And if not, I'll bring you back. And I found this. It has wear pattern in there. Except with touching. It coincidentally fits exactly inside there. So now, do this again. Find out where the springs go. Again, I knew I was gonna have to do this when I got the lathe. And that's why a lot of people passed up on it for the price. Is we're gonna have to do some figuring. I think this barely fits in there. There we go, almost. There we go. So now put this guy on there. Like I said, a lot of people pass this up because there's end pieces. So make sure that's springing like it should. So now I can see they're touching it. They're touching this inner ring part. So, put this guy on there. I'm gonna have to actually, okay, this is brake, it's out. So clutch is disengaged. Clutch in is there. Back this out just a hair. Get this middle piece in there. There we go. See if I can turn that gear in there. There we go for the most part. Put that pin in there. Again, just a bit, just for demonstration. Okay, taper pin's in there. So now, let's engage, they're just touching. So, you can see I can turn this. So turn that. See? Now it's turning the whole thing, it's starting to engage. And then if you put the brake on, pops this guy out, like that. Now it's turning. Push it in, gauge the clutch. Now it's slipping because we still need to do some adjustments. There we go. Bam. We have figured out the clutch. So, hopefully someone finds this handy. When I get this lathe done, if there's any more complicated parts, I will show those. And do a separate thing for help people out with these machines. So they're gonna find the set screws and stuff and all that. And I will, but it's starting to come together, guys. This is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.